girl ain't need to do.
So I was just directed to Trump's platform, and it just burns my ass to see that this is where people get their factual information from. Let's just focus on the first bullet. Seal the border and stop migrant invasion initiative. A strange way to word it, isn't it? He began a project of constructing a wall about 452 miles that cost too much and didn't effectively or comprehensively address immigration issues on our border, which didn't stop migration, made crossing more dangerous for migrant families, creating an uptick in injuries and death. Farmers and small businesses suffered because many of them rely on migrant labor. His zero tolerance policy separated children from families, children from parents, placed them in detention centers, sometimes for months. It was traumatic for thousands of kids, and the reunification process was a goddamn mess. In some cases, kids were not reunited with their parents for months until after the policy was officially reversed. Talk about a lack of leadership. Its ill handling under his administration led to a humanitarian crisis and strained relations with our neighbors. The conditions in these detention facilities were overcrowded with unsanitary conditions. The Department of Homeland Security's Office of Inspector General and a whole bunch of other several watchdog organizations highlighted the overcrowded conditions with kids and adults kept in packed cells with inadequate bedding, hygiene facilities, and just basic supplies. The physical, verbal, and sexual allegations in some cases by the staff on girls and boys being is a direct reflection of his administration's jacked up handling of this complex problem and lack of empathy and morality. It's a direct reflection of the soul of the Republican Party, in my humble opinion. The oftentimes racist and phobic way of his inflammatory rhetoric were, when discussing migrants or just in general people who don't look like him, give me pause as a human being. Referring to immigrants as criminals and rapists, which is just rich considering his life work is based on criminality. It shows a disconnect within the minds of so many individuals who support him, yet call themselves Christians. Serious question, and I am, in all honesty, asking you who are people of faith, why the Republican Party cannot find a morally righteous individual to represent their values and who can implement them in a bipartisan way. But just to close out the immigration issue, if the Republican Party was so serious about comprehensive border deal, why did the House Republicans block a bipartisan deal?